stay once this really comes up. Joke of the day. What's similar between a woman and a plane? Take a moment. They both have cockpits. It's a bit risque, but it doesn't offend anyone. What should we talk about today? Well, we've got a general election coming up in New Zealand. A lot of people putting their hand up for the job. Ooh. I don't think I could be a politician. I'm too honest. I call things as I see them. And I don't believe in state secrets, government secrets. I mean, if the government is doing something that has to be kept secret, then you pretty much should be doing whatever it is they're doing, because the public wouldn't like it. So I wouldn't keep any state secrets, and I would answer to the best of my ability any question put to me, truthfully. And if I didn't know the answer, I'd get one of my mates to find it out and let whoever asked me the question know. And I'd answer questions, and this is the big one, with a yes or a no answer to a question that all it requires is a yes or no answer. Politicians, generally. In fact, I only know one politician in this country who gives yes or no answers to questions, and that's Winston Peters, and I admire him for that. And politicians go on for a couple of minutes with an answer that generally doesn't answer the question, when all that was required of the question was a yes or no. And I knew that early on, like when I was in school. We had a general assembly when I first year of high school, and a politician came along, and there was any questions, and I put my hand up and asked my questions, and to this day I can't tell you what the question was. But all that was required was a yes or no answer from this dude, and he went on for a couple of minutes answering my question. And he asked me, does that answer your question? And I went, well, yes, but my point really was that politicians are incapable of giving a yes or no answer to a question that requires a yes or no answer. I just wanted to make a point of that politicians can't do that, because it's a commitment on their part, giving a yes or a no. There's no room for shimmering this way or that later on. They're caught by that yes or no, and that's why they don't give yes or no answers. But Winston Peters, he does, and I respect him for that, and I vote for him for that very reason. And to be honest, tell the truth. What are you afraid of? All of the politicians, if you're listening to this, just tell the truth. No matter what it costs you, professionally or personally, you should stand by your word. And a lot of people these days don't do that. If you make a promise, you keep a promise, no matter what it costs you, because people respect you for it, and they trust you after that. Keeping your word, that's a big one for me. I mean what you say what you mean, and do what you said you were going to do. A lot of people, they make throwaway promises and they don't keep them. In other words, they have no honour. And a man who has no honour is really not a man of any kind of worth at all. And that's the way I see things. If I can't keep a promise, because the world sometimes jumps up and gets in your goddamn way, so you can't keep the promise you make up for it. Because it goes against the grain. It should go against the grain to not keep you rude. And that's all I'll say on that. What else shall I talk about? How about, oh, don't you pull out in front of me. Oh. It's amazing how many people pull out in front of you and don't look. Or open their car door right in front of you. You know, if you didn't swerve out to the other lane, you would have taken their door off. But they just don't check their mirror before they open their door. Nuts. So like they didn't take their smart pills in the morning. They took their stupid pills instead. What else should I talk about this morning? How about the hands of fate? There's a few examples of where I was, places where I shouldn't have been. Because I drove to an area where I didn't even think about where I was going. I just went there. You know how you drive on automatic? You get from A to B, and you don't remember the journey? I mean, some of it, but not all of it. It's like you're driving on automatic. You've got people who drive cars and whatnot, but you know what I mean. But there are times when you turn left or you turn right. You don't know why you did it. There's been a few examples of that where the reasons why that happened become evident later on. Like I was driving to work one morning and I saw a little girl walk out from in front of a truck. I was going down a hill, you know, not speeding. But I saw her walk out from in front of this truck and I put on the brakes. Now, as you do, because you don't want to run her down. And I blinked and she was gone. And right where I would have been if I hadn't braked upon seeing her, she walked out from in front of the truck. I would have been right there if I hadn't touched the brakes. I saw her walk out from the front of that truck before she actually did. And it freaked me out the rest of the drive to work. And I couldn't figure it out. It was either her guardian angel looking after her or mine for not suffering the trauma of taking that little girl's life. Because it was the strangest thing. And things like that happen. Like I went to town one day, thought I had a reason to. Got there, I didn't. I just drove to town. And I didn't know why I was there until I was crossing the road to get a little bite to eat. This is before my meat diet started. This is maybe 5 or 6 years ago. And I was walking between these cars that were parked on the side of the road. And this little girl ran between the cars, going to run past me because we were both in between these cars, parked cars, running away from her mum who was trying to catch her. And I reached down and I scooped her up. And when I scooped her up, I looked behind me and this car went past on the road, right where she would have been if I hadn't been there to scoop her up. She would have run straight out to the road, boom, she'd be dead now. I gave the little girl back to the mum, and she must have seen what happened, but not a word of thanks from her. I don't know, she must have been in shock or something. But I handed this little girl back to her. And I stood there for a moment thinking about what happened. And I realised why I was there. To be in that spot at that particular time to do exactly what I did. That was the only reason why I was in that town. Because I went there without a reason in my mind until that happened. that was the reason. Once again, it freaked me out, and I realised that the hand of fate turns you left and right in your life, keeps you going straight, putting you exactly where you need to be to do exactly what you need to do. Everything happens for a reason. Even the bad things in your life happen for a reason. Turn left, die. Turn right, live. But it's in those moments when you're not thinking about what you're doing and you make choices which really aren't yours, because you made the choice on automatic, that's when the hand of God just steers you. You know? And it was a realization that day. Because there's been a few things happening in my life that's unexplainable. And that's the only reason I can come up. So don't despair if you're going through some bad times in your life. Things will change. To a great degree, if, like on one of my previous videos, you have to make some decisions with your life, write that list to bring you to a better place in your life where you're happy. You have to take control of the steering wheel in your life in those times. But there are those times when you have no control. You're just on automatic and you are in that position. It's freaky, but it's necessary. And that's a bit of a philosophical view on things, because you think about your life and how things have happened where you didn't see coming, which puts you in a different place in your life to where you thought you were going to be. And it's improved your life. See how many things you can come into. And it's very, very foggy out there. I can see maybe 60 metres ahead of me, 70 metres, that's about it. The sun's coming up, just lifting all of that moisture off the ground, and it is foggy. Well, that's it for me today. Just about to do my first delivery. Catch you on the next one.